Yo, what's going on, everybody? This your boy Sean, aka Puff Comics 83, and welcome back to another Friday edition of Talking Movies, where me and my co-host Varangian Vigilante talks movies from all different aspects of generations. VV, today we are talking about a movie that I said early in the week. I was like, let's talk the other guys.
I fucking love this movie. Ever since it came out, I can't believe it has been 13 years since it was released. It's still a new and recent movie in my head, but so is Jurassic Park. So I'm not the most trustworthy person to be like, hey, what was recently released?
And you know what? This movie plays a huge role because we already talked on Step Brothers, and this is another collaboration between Will Ferrell and Adam McKay and all the movies they did. So just pairing him up with Mark Wahlberg, which led to the whole Daddy movies that they did, it's just another great pairing, another great outing, and a huge cast in here that just comic galore in this film.
Yeah, fantastic cast. Of course, we also have to mention Ray Stevenson. The first time I watched it, it was like, yeah, Titus Pullo is in it from Rome. So, Ray Stevenson, one of my favorite actors, sadly passed away this year, way too young. And he's playing like a minor, like a henchman role, but he's so memorable.
Oh yeah, it almost felt like he should have been a bigger villain. But minor henchman is still a minor henchman, and the scenes that he was in was really great.
And as we know on this show, we always value our henchmen.
That's right.
Because a good henchman makes a good movie.
Especially when they're henchmen in damn near every film throughout their lifespan.
Exactly.
Like, man, that guy's a legendary henchman. Al Leon.
Yeah.
Also, this got to be the most expensive cameos ever of The Rock and Samuel Jackson for playing over-the-top police officers that go on action sprees to take out villains, causing multiple damages. And hero celebration.
Yeah. Did somebody call 911? Holy shit.
I swear, when I saw this movie, I'm like, I thought they were going to have a longer role in it, and then they just completely pulled the rug from me, and I was like, what?
What I also love about this movie is like the narration from the off.
I see it.
Yeah, that one is really good, especially when The Rock and Samuel Jackson, were on the top of the building, and there was no way to go, and they just decided aim for the bushes, and there were no bushes. And so of course they died.
But they done avoided death so many times that they thought that that's nothing.
Yeah, it's like
that's why we need a prequel, damn it.
Yeah, there's there's also like one of these cases of thinking that you're the protagonist. But the plot armor only lasts so long.
Yeah, this movie is crazy, man.
Yeah, because also this story is not about the super cops, but it's about the other guys.
And when the super cops go down, who's gonna step up to replace them?
Yeah.
And there's competing elements in there to become that next super cop.
Yeah. And especially Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg is an actor that is, I wouldn't say has grown on me, because he has grown on me already very early when I was a teenager. Since everything I watched in movies, he was awesome in. Like, I really liked him in Rock. Like in Rockstar was funny, and then also of course, what is the movie that underrated action comedy where gotta look into it.
One thing about Mark Wahlberg though is that he essentially plays almost the same character in terms of hothead, angry man, but he could do it in serious and comedy roles. Like we saw in Pain and Gain. He's always the angry, hot-headed one that can't control his temper. Same thing here.
He's so versatile even in limited roles.
Yeah. Like even in the serious roles, that he can play like drama really well without being the hothead, but he can't help himself. He got to be in. And I feel like the movie missed the opportunity for a Will Ferrell character to actually play his music, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. They missed the opportunity to say, hey, I'm a fan of Marky Mark. And Mark like, really?
The big hit from 1998.
Oh, that movie.
That movie is so fucking underrated.
Yeah, like I said, he had a lot of great movies, and we still gotta talk The Corruptor. That was another movie. That was another movie that crossed my mind that we could talk about when we come back. From
absolutely. I'm always enjoying Fat Mark Wahlberg. Hell yeah.
Yeah, we could talk that one afterwards.
Because it's also one of the most underrated movies of those two.
Yeah, most definitely. And to me, it's like one of Chow Yun-Fat's better American films.
Yes.
I like The Replacement Killers, but The Corruptor is better.
Yeah, Replacement Killers was... when he was like new, so didn't want to give him like a big speaking role.
Yeah. I thought he talked well in The Corruptor, so I'm like, man, come on, man.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, man. We can definitely talk that. But this is not about that. This is about the other
guys.
and what makes this movie so great is Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg's chemistry, or Alan Gamble, a.k.a. Gator, as we can get into.
They just better be using chimneys!
And then that just came out of nowhere, that whole origin story of him before a cop. I'm like, really?
Yeah. I do have to say that for me, the person who steals this movie, and he should have gotten the Oscar for the best supporting actor, is Michael Keaton.
Man, Michael Keaton is a legend. He's
a fucking legend, and like him playing the police chief, and with all the TC references where he doesn't know it's a reference, and also the fact that he also has to work a second job at Better Bad.
I'm glad we got that scene of him being in charge, and he's like, well,
and watch out for the
rapist. Watch out for the rapist.
Oh, it's from the other job, but if you go there, just go in pairs.
It's so funny, man. Michael Keaton is legendary, and for a small role, he knows, like you said, he could just steal the scene. I like how he's the boss, the captain, but yet he don't like to be called by his name whenever Will's call him name. And then on top of that, like, he's not so harsh, but he gives what's the name, a wooden gun because he shot.
Yeah. And also, hey, Damien, greetings. And I also love the scene at the funeral of The Rock and Jackson, when they started the fight. And
that was the most quietest fight I've ever heard.
Because it was a funeral, they wanted to be respectful but still fight. And when he comes and he gives everybody a talk to, and he whispers.
I'm like, yo, how they can achieve a quiet fight?
Yeah. Fight.
Yo, that had me rolling, bro. Ain't no such thing as a quiet fight, man. We throwing down, bro. Furniture's flying up, man.
This is also one of these movies that, that there's just every joke hits.
Yeah.
And this is so tough to do because a lot of movies just, fire jokes and you and hope like a few sticks. But this one is not only a fantastic comedy, but it's also like very intelligently written. Especially, I think it's still one of the best criticisms of capitalism, and it also really explains the Ponzi scheme very well.
And that's a tribute to Will Ferrell and Adam McKay's chemistry as a director and actor. They know how to have these subtle jokes in there. Because one thing about Will Ferrell, he can deliver the deadpan jokes as good as anybody. And his character at the beginning, he had an ebb and flow of being deadpan and then being like at a high point of over the topness. So he just knew how to, like the scene where they go and interrogate Ebron. He like, let's play good cop. Let's play good cop, bad cop. I think you said bad cop, bad cop. So when he comes in, he just start tossing everything. So he just know how to turn it up to a notch and then go back to being deadpan.
And also one of my favorite scenes is, because at the beginning, of course, Mark Wahlberg, Will Ferrell's character, Mark Wahlberg's character really hated him when he tells him, that like in nature, like he's a lion, like, and even he would even go out of his like in a food circle to hunt him down. Like if I'm a lion and you're a tuna, like I would swim in the ocean to hunt you. The counter was so good. It's like a lion, like me an 800-pound tuna and this 20 to 30 friends. You're gonna lose the battle. Yeah, you're gonna lose the battle. 9 out of 10 times you're gonna lose the battle.
And he was so confident that like Mark couldn't even reply back. He just poured coffee. And then they had the competitors, played by Rob Riggle and Damian Wayans Jr., who just looks just like his father. I'm like, God, the Wayans family will go on forever.
Yeah.
The Wayans family go on forever, and those guys, they killed it as the competitors to be the next super cops.
Yeah. And of course, who can forget about Dirty Mike and the boys?
Oh man, Dirty Mike. Then Bobby, I like the anger management. When they talk about their anger and stuff and how confident they were as police officers. Like, yeah, my cock was turned into concrete stone. Because he shot somebody and shit. Yeah. And then the whole Derek Jeter joke.
It was such a funny backflash.
Everybody hated him because he shot Derek Jeter. That's a New York Yankee legend.
Yeah.
Oh man, this movie has so many great lines and great scenes. And then you had Alan's wife, played by the lovely Eva Mendes.
Yeah.
And Terry is just flabbergasted on how hot she is. That, like, really? Who is she? And he's like, that's my wife. Who is she? That's my wife.
This is what I'm playing online. Like,
and she, like, he playing it off like she's regular. She ain't even all that. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's what makes the comedy work. Is that they know how to play off each other, yet in opposite ways. Like, most men will say, yeah, that's my hot ass wife. But he's like, nah, she regular. Nah, she cook dry ass food and stuff like that. Like, she ain't nothing. But yeah,
and also for Mark Wahlberg's character, like, is basically a bully, and in order to make fun of people, always really excelled at what they did, so he can shoot in the face, like with the ballet, doing the routine.
Oh man, he try and excel at something that he hates just so he can bully somebody on it, and it's like, come on, bro.
But today, like, we all had a ballet of emotions.
Especially when he needs to get this job because I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
Yeah. Hey, D, aim for the bushes.
Yeah. He said he's doing yard work, but he's gonna be chopping in here and there. But you want to join us. Yeah, it's just so funny, with all these actors in this film. Trying to like almost top each other.
Yeah, because it's so. And the funny thing is that the plot, although it's like, the plot is on the surface layer like very basic. So they are, the two people, like a typical cop story. They have this case and they get off the case, and the evil doers are always one step ahead. So
yeah, like how they arrested David Ejon.
Yeah.
And then they stopped him, took their shoes and took the car. And they had to walk from there all the way to the precinct with no shoes on.
Yeah, there's a good, like, the plot is so basic, but I think it also needs to be because of all these characters, because they sell it and they make it something special. And of course, also the really clever writing, the really intelligent writing. So it's uh, it's just it's just a fantastic version of a standard cop story, a buddy cop story.
There's a lot of buddy cops in this film, though.
Yeah.
And another, actor who really like almost steals the scene is Steve Coogan as David Eshon. Like
Yeah.
every time he's on the scene, you can just see that he's kind of smug, with that British talk and stuff. But he knows how to get out of situations by conning them into saying, "Hey,
Mama mia, cheers, boys."
I got 2 tickets to the Knicks game." They like, "Oh, and they had the Knicks game." I'm like, God,
I would have taken the Knicks cards for sure. Man. As we know, we both are old school New York Knicks fans.
I know, right? And then they go back there and like, "Hey, you bribed us. Like, here's 2 tickets to a concert." I'm like, "Oh, let's go to the concert." Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great movie to come back to, and it doesn't get stale when you rewatch it. Sometimes you even like find like new things because there's so many jokes in it.
Yeah, it's like so many like jokes that you missed the first time that you catch on second or third rewatch. But the whole thing with Eshon's character is like he owes a lot of money back, to one of the main villainesses. And I like how the movie really highlights how corporations are the most evil thing.
How evil exactly. Yep.
Yeah, like
and
that no matter what, at the end, even if they get defeated, they're not going to be defeated. They're always going to make money, regardless.
Exactly. Corporations are the true evil in this world. Stream shuts down.
Yeah, and I like even what Derek Jeter said. I'm like, fuck Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
He almost like he was a spy.
Yeah. Oh, he had to be on the streets after the
Yankee Clipper.
The Yankee Clipper.
This is so funny, man. But yeah, it's like the whole movie is a comedy, but it's also a play that against corporations and show how really they get away with everything.
Yes, and sadly they do.
They get away with it all the time, no matter how much debt they be in and stuff like that, or how much corruption is going on. There's always a way to bail them out.
Yeah.
So that to me, like, that serves as an undertone to the comedy, but when you really pay attention to it,
This is fun.
I did my first office pop. Oh man!
When they gave him the wooden gun.
It's crazy, like that's what happens when you have a house trained police officer who only is in house. He's never on the street.
Yes. And like rightfully so, because he needed to get his emotions in line and not be Gator.
Hey, he will make him and Prez Beluski from The Wire will make great partners.
And of course, when Kramer and Seinfeld was like a pimp.
It's crazy. But yeah, I like the whole storyline with Francine being owed money from David Eshon, and he's using the lottery to try and get that money back.
Yeah.
and stuff, and then trying to like figure out who was really like behind, because the beginning of the movie shows a heist being made at the jewelry store, but the heist was nothing but a front. And the movie like really dissects on how they get to the main portion of what's really going on with the corruption. But you kind of try to get through the comedy to really focus on that. But I do like the aspect of them showing that side of corruption and how people try and utilize ways to get money. And then we find out that one, what was it, Bob? Was his name was the one who works for the police treasury is actually in on it at the end.
Yeah, he wants to invest.
Hey, like they're gonna get the money from the police treasury.
And of course, like also like you have all the people who really don't want to mess with the Chechens and the Nigerians.
Oh man, they had so many like representation. The Russians, the Nigerians, and I was like, damn, you owe that many people? Like, yeah, you don't want to be on that side of the fence when you owe people from all the countries, because now they coming after you. And of course, the other guys just get on by without even getting scratched. And another thing I really love is that they highlighted when they was about to go through the building and the building explode. I love when
the explosion is like
ranting about how they walk away from the explosion and not feel no pain. Because that's always a trope in Hollywood movies.
It is.
The walk away explosion.
When I was 14, I was at Warner Brothers Movies World, and they did like a stunt show for Police Academy, and in the back there was an explosion, and I was like, "Hey, it's fucking hot," and this was like 200 meters something away. So, like, fuck no, like I don't want to have anything explode next to me, because that shit gives you like 3rd-degree burns on a good day.
And it wrecks your hearing too, man, because that's so loud. So it's like, how the hell they walk away from the explosion looking like a badass, knowing that shit it's a massive explosion. But that was funny, you know, the way he kept screaming on the ground.
Yeah.
There's so many great scenes in the film. Like how they, you know, when they go to the house and Terry meets the wife, and he just keeps questioning who she is and why is she here and stuff like that. And then they have dinner and
he just when he wants to get by and he's like trying to kiss.
He was smitten. I'm like, yo, this bum ass partner of mine got this hot ass wife and he's treating her like garbage. I'm like, that's my girl. He's about ready to take her. But like I said before, like the funniest part of that whole scene was just her saying when they first met and he came in the hospital,
poison ivy.
He had poison ivy on his rectum, and I'm like, how the fuck you get poison ivy on your rectum? And I'm like, did poison ivy from Batman just peg him with a poison ivy dildo or something like that? What the? Like how?
Fucking Uma Thurman.
I'm like, how? And I was just dying uncontrollably. Like, I'm missing the dialogue because I'm just thinking about that whole scene. Yeah. Like, how you get poison ivy on your butt?
And this was the end of Gator. Because they decided to take the safest job.
Bro,
police accountant.
It's just low-key comedy at its best. You know, take a scene, say something, and you're just like, and you're just laughing uncontrollably because of the thought of like how that happened. It's crazy.
Yeah. Sean, are you a bear or are you a wolf? I don't know. When he visited his ex-girlfriend and her husband.
I and the fact that they chased him all the way down. that whole scene was crazy. And another thing is, for his character, the ladies like him for some odd reason.
Yeah,
even the hench lady.
Yeah,
I was like, damn, they could have played that up a little bit more.
Maybe we're talking about a little bit of Seinfeld. Maybe Will Ferrell's character also has the vodka.
they could have played that a little bit more, especially that henchwoman. I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to see something between them. Like, she could have betrayed Ray Stevenson to say, I can't hurt this man.
Yeah.
Maybe he was one of, she was one of Gator's exorcists.
Who knows? Like he had a good stable running.
Yeah, he had a great stable. You know, he's like, oh, I'm running the internet, a dating service. Like, no, you not. You're a pimp. then you see him in full pimp gear. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But pimps don't cry.
Exactly.
Pimps don't cry. What's up, Fred?
Yo, but all.
Pimps don't cry.
I think that Hollywood might have like a secret crush on pimps. Like,
hey, when we talk Chuck Turner, there's also a pimp in there named Gator. So like,
or like of course like one of my most favorite pimps ever. Like that's when Brady has to choke a bitch.
Wayne Brady has to choke a bitch. Bitch better have my money. Fly guy, baby. Man, it's just someone's comedy in there. You know, like you already mentioned the whole ballet dance, and I'm like, you know damn well that was a stunt double, because I'm damn sure no Mark Wahlberg do all that.
I mean, I would totally. I don't think he could really pull it off.
I need to see his face while he's doing all that spinning.
And he's Marky Mark, so like.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, also the art exhibition, and also of course like the carol like they were singing like at the bar. It was consensual.
the whole art gallery thing, like, so that's one of the reasons why like I never like super high on high art, because them motherfuckers are so anal when it comes to that shit.
In general, a vernissage, like an art gallery opening, it's just dating for over 40. That's like the first thing I've learned when I was at university, and where our professor said if you're ever like planning like a gallery opening, just know it's gonna be like dating for 40 years, old, 40 plus. that's the only, and free food. That's the only reason for vernissage, and everybody can be pretentious as fuck.
Yeah, very pretentious they are.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but damn, don't be so pretentious and flamboyant in my face about it. Like, come on, man. Like, I ain't gonna abuse your art, but don't try and tell me I can't do this and that. Oh, that table is expensive. Then what the fuck is there, bro? Why is there stuff on the table? I can't put something on the table. The fuck, man?
Oh,
it made me think of Beverly Hills Cop with the whole art gallery there.
Yeah, at my when I did my cultural management courses at university, we had some really nice discussions, and I'm like, oh, you know, I'm not getting you art fair.
Don't say it. We get canceled. Oh. That's so awesome, man.
Yeah.
And I like when they get demoted from the case and they go their separate ways, and Terry becomes traffic duty cop. And he actually starts to become a great traffic cop. Like,
that's his corner. Like, yeah.
Hey,
that's Terry's corner. Like
normally you get stuck doing traffic duty. That's like the worst job ever, because it's like, God, you got handled.
Yeah, especially when it rains.
He's like, hey, I like traffic duty. Yeah, that's my corner now. You know, I'm doing a great job. They're like, oh, that's a reverse psychology on traffic duty.
Yeah.
Technically, sir, this is traffic duty.
Yeah. I was love that good movie. Like, if I want to hear you talk, shove my arm up your ass and work your mouth like that.
It's so funny, man. And then the whole running gag with his Pyrrhus, the car.
Yeah, and Dirty Mike and the boys were like the homeless orgy in there. And the raccoon mother also gave birth.
Dirty Mike played by the director himself, you know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're gonna have an orgy in your car.
Yeah.
The first one, the forensic team getting all this DNA of this old orgy stuff. Like, yeah, these hobos had an orgy in your car. You're like, what? Yeah, and then some animal came and took a shit in it. I'm like, what? I'm throwing that shit in the fucking dumpster. Like, fuck that car. And then Dirty Mike and the crew come by and say, hey, this is the car. We're gonna have an orgy in it. And he's like, the fuck?
Bodily fluids and hair samples.
Oh, that's crazy, man. It's like just stuff out of left field, you know, and the running gag of his car just being completely fucked up. And like, yeah, this is pretty. Like, this is a feminine car, man. It looked like a vagina. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What cop drives a car like this?
A dear vagina.
What's
hey,
up,
Biggie.
What's up, man?
Yeah, also one of my favorite quotes by Michael Keaton's character in the movie is, you know, this paperwork is like Bob's wife here. It's thick, ugly, and has Stanson's fingerprints all over it. No offense, Bob.
Bob was catching all the strays, man.
Yeah.
And then he melted down when Terry gave it to him. He like, damn. But you know what though? That's sometimes people are like that. You know, they bully you and you just take it. And you know, but Bob, he was like, damn. No wonder I'm always depressed. Yeah, like, they couldn't get off of poor Bob. Well, damn, I was about to mention something else. Yeah, back to the Pyrrhus, man. The whole competition to be the next guy, so they trying to get to the crime scene first. They get to the crime scene. They say, push the gas, man, get there real fast. So he pushed that shit going like a wild maniac, get to the crime scene, run over the body, run over the cocaine all on the car.
It looks like Scarface is snorted.
And they done wrecked the whole crime scene. I'm like, damn. And that cocaine stayed on the car. Like, bro, take that shit to the car wash. I drive around with cocaine dust still on the car. Oh my God, that car been through a lot. Jeter got shot. The Yankee Clipper. You shot Jeter.
I was really laughing at the ending when, you know, he came back as the wise guy giving them tips. But this movie should have a sequel. Like, it's such a crime that this movie doesn't have a sequel.
It should have a sequel. It should have had a prequel. With The Rock and Samuel. It should have gotten more. Like if we gotten Anchorman sequel, we should have got the other guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, when you watch the other guys, it has to be the extended edition.
Yeah, he's even funnier, man. but the whole thing. Let's talk about Ray Stevens. For the small role he was given, he had a couple of great lines in there. And the whole chase scene where he's chasing them. And he's driving like a maniac and stuff like, oh, he learned that from Grand Theft Auto. And then he's like,
yeah, then Ray Stevens is like, he's like, this guy plays GTA.
Like GTA all the way, back when GTA was coming out almost every other couple of years.
I mean, that driving style, you know, when I play Sleeping Dogs, it's basically the same. I think there's a good reason I'm not really driving a car, because I would be
Little River Band. What's up, 90?
Yo,
man, it's great to see you, man.
I heard that YouTube is 90.
YouTube is always 90, man.
90 always.
Always. And when he pops in the chat, you always gotta acknowledge that YouTube is 90. How's it going, brother? Hope everything's going well.
Hope.
But I like how what's his name always had like 6 CDs of nothing but Little River Band. Yeah. Always playing. Like Terry took the CD, threw it out the car. I'm like, well, that's no problem. I got another one there. I was like, damn, that's pretty clever.
Yeah, I also laughed, when he got him the gift with FBI, he explained to Joe female body inspector.
I was like, that's a pretty cool joke. You should have kept that mug. Oh man, like so many like great scenes in the film, man. And
yeah, it's really hard to pick everything because, like I say, every joke that fires at you works, and this is so rare. This might be one of the last great comedies because, let's face it, with this cancel culture bullshit now, it is almost impossible to do a funny movie. That is good. Stay out of trouble. So it's good because you know what? When you get into trouble, then you can only say, "I hope you like prison food and penis."
Well, that's great to hear. Like, you know, we miss you here on the tube, but it's great that you take care of family and stuff like that.
Family is most important. So.
Most important. But whenever you pop up, man, it's always great to see you.
Yeah, always a feast.
Yeah. Another thing is the whole thing with Eva Mendes and Will Ferrell when they need to get back together because they had a fight, right? They had an argument.
I don't want to say this. Please don't make me.
They had old lady saying all the most ridiculous shit ever just to unify their love. And you would think the bad guys who were sitting there watching, staking out, like, man, she's coming out a whole lot. You know, something's up here. They had grandma saying all types of stuff. She's like, I cannot say what he said. No.
Why is this movie so funny?
He speechless. Poor grandma had her crossing the street just to say some words.
Yeah, but like everybody's is cast so well.
Yep, everybody. And Ray Stevenson, you know, rest in peace. But like I feel like he should have had a bigger role because he needed more dialogue. He played the henchman straight, but had some fun lines in there. I'm like, man, I needed more Ray Stevenson in this.
Yeah, Ray Stevenson. It was always like he was so hardcore, but he was also so fun. Like even in his first big role in Rome, Titus Pulu was so funny, and but he was almost so tough. So I always wish that Ray Stevenson would have like a bigger career as a main man. I still think his Punisher is maybe not the most accurate portrayal, since I think it enjoys it a little bit too much.
I like this Punisher though.
But it's a kick-ass Punisher movie. It's a fantastic Punisher, and it's better than all the shit that Disney does for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also like also in the second G.I. Joe movie, like he's one of the most memorable parts of the film.
Shit, G.I. Joe movies. I'm sorry.
Actually, I enjoyed them when they came out, but it was low hanging fruit.
And in the second G.I. Joe movie, had The Rock and Bruce Willis, and then they still botched it.
Yeah, but I even like the second one more. But I think I have to rewatch them. It's maybe it's just because I don't have this.
Yeah.
like G.I. Joe was never so big here, and I primarily watched it because of the actors. And it's not like with Transformers that my youth was raped.
One thing I loved about G.I. Joe was Cobra, man. They Destro and Serpentor, Cobra Commander,
I remember
Baron.
I love me some Baroness.
Oh man, can't get enough of the Baroness.
Yeah,
but yeah, this film is just so good. Like I almost feel like I want to watch it again because it's that damn good.
It's a fantastic watch. How long is it actually?
107 minutes.
Good running time. It's a good running time. I always hate when I can't find information on the back.
But Michael Keaton, like he low key steals the show with his scenes and
all the TLC references. Aim to
creep.
Yeah, and of course the most common known one, like don't go chasing waterfalls.
Hey, like you just quote TLC reference. Like I don't understand the reference. Get out. Everything you say is TLC reference, man. Don't be telling me you ain't listening to TLC. Mike Keaton's so damn good.
But yeah, there's also like a sad thing that the movie references as well, that basically cops have to work 2 jobs.
Yeah, you know what? That's an element that's not really talked about a lot.
Yeah.
Because he said, what was it? His gay son.
Yeah.
He said he got to help his son get through college and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
The tuna and the lines in the
Tuna.
But yeah, like you already talked at the beginning, I can't believe this movie is 13 years old. Like, I can't believe it just came out.
It felt like it came out last year. But then again, like I said, there's a lot of things in this film that wouldn't be talked about.
But you know what? But you know what's the good thing with the cop needs a second job? You always know the dirty cop by not having a side job.
And I love when he finally just explained why he took them off the case and stuff like that, why he was hiding stuff. And you like when you think about it, like when you're at that position, he's like, man, what am I gonna do? You know, go against the establishment. Like when he said the big boss came down, and he said that guy never comes down. I've seen him once in my entire 30 years here. And he's like, yeah, you don't want to see that guy because like when he comes, problems arise.
Yes, you don't want to really steer the pot in that sense. I think we also have actually talked about this movie. I think another fantastic cop movie.
What's that? There's a whole bunch.
It's a remake of a TV show, and it also features and then it also features Will Ferrell in a small role.
Oh, no. At first I thought Get Smart, but it might not. What is it, man?
You have Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson in it. Snoop Dogg.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, man. Starsky
and Hutch.
Hey, Fred Williamson's the boss?
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta talk that one.
We gotta talk about that one too. It's also a fantastic cop movie, and it's also funny.
See, I remember Starsky and Hutch, from reruns, but I never really watched it that much. Outside of maybe whenever Antonio Fargas was on the screen as Huggy Bear, so I would watch, whenever he's on. But I never really watched the whole series, but I always knew of them because of Fargas.
Yeah, it also ran on TV here, always. So there was always a chance it was playing on some channel when you just switch through. But but the movie is so fucking good.
Yeah, the movie is pretty funny.
Hey,
what's up, Yeah, and Fred Williamson playing the stern boss, have me rolling. Because you would think Fred Williamson in the comedy that won't work.
Yeah.
But he plays it so well that oh man, going get into a Fred Williamson tangent there, man. The Hammer.
Yeah, it ain't a good month if we don't look at Freddie Williamson movie.
Yeah, that's why next month we'll definitely talk Three Tough Guys and Chuck Turner as our Isaac Hayes feature.
Yeah, so I think next week we are off. When you have your family meeting, what?
Yeah, we're off next week, and then we
then
can come back.
Of August.
Yeah, we'll come back on August, and we could talk The Corruptor if you want.
Yes. But first, of course, we're gonna talk the Hayes movies.
Which movies?
Did you just mentioned?
Three Tough Guys?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll talk that after.
Okay.
I think Isaac Hayes, his passing was August 10th, and his birthday is the 20th.
Okay, great. Then we're doing that. And on the 4th of August, we're gonna talk The Corruptor.
Yes.
So we're having actually last week's like a really Mark Wahlberg.
I know.
Session.
I know. It's like because when I was like thinking of the other guys, I was like, oh shit, we could talk The Corruptor too.
Yeah. And then it's like, yeah, we should really talk the big hits too. It's like,
yeah, man. Just get into a Mark Wahlberg type of thing.
The Mark Wahlberg fan channel.
But yeah, the other guys is just hilarious, man. I love this film, and I love the cast. Rob Riggle and Damon Wayans Jr. as the competitors, they were great.
Yeah. They nailed it.
Like I said, I still wish we would have got a prequel with dancing and Samuel Jackson.
I think that's a good thing about this movie, because of all the cops, you could picture like a movie where they are the protagonists.
Yeah, it's like really you can do movies based on all three type of these cops.
And of course, also like on Michael Keaton's character.
Yeah, with Michael Keaton being the boss, like he can steal the scene at any time. And like, yeah, I want to see Keaton as the boss of dancing and what's the name? Samuel Jackson and the Rock's characters. Then he's the boss of Rob Riggle and Damon Wayans Jr. And then he's the boss of the other guys.
Yeah.
And like, damn, we could have got 3 movies out of this shit.
A whole franchise.
Just based on the other guys. Because I guarantee you, the Rock and Samuel Jackson characters were other guys before they became the guys. You gotta start small before you get to the top.
Everybody was a jabroni before that.
Yep, I mean, Samuel he was getting popped by Joe Pesci and getting beat up by Akeem. And of course, the Rock was, die Rocky die and all that stuff.
And he got his ass handed by Carl Urban.
Oh god! Look, I low key like the Doom movie that everybody hates, and that's perfectly fine. But I hated that shit when he turned bad at the end. I'm like, well, the fuck they do this shit? He's a Rock.
Yeah, at least he didn't turn into the Scorpion King abomination from the Mummy 2.
I mean, he could have turned into the Tooth Fairy. It's either Scorpion King or Tooth Fairy. But yeah, man, the other guys is just hilarious, man. Fantastic film, fantastic comedy, and maybe because I've watched the first movie of the Daddy's Home. I watched the first. I have not watched the second one yet.
Actually, I haven't watched either of them, so I still have to watch them.
Yeah, the first one was pretty good. I mean, when you got these two actors together, you're gonna have some great comedic moments. But I haven't watched the second one yet, so maybe in the future we'll talk those movies.
Sounds about right. I'm in for it because those action movies are always like, should I watch them today?
And we still gotta talk the Anchorman movie and the Bottles of Ricky. We still gotta talk those movies.
Oh boy, that escalated quickly.
Oh man, but yeah, this was fun, man. Like we talked about all the high points of the film and some of the story, but
yeah, like I said, it's like the plot of the movie is not the biggest plot, but the gags are so explosive. They just launch at you and bam, bam, bam.
And the chemistry between the whole cast just carries the film, man. It's like, man, like, and nobody really dies in the film.
Except for
the whole shootout at the end inside the building,
yeah.
Nigerians and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like
the slow-mo of Mark Wahlberg shooting. I'm like, who was dying off this shit?
Yeah, those bullets hit hard. I think the people who should have died was like within like they got kicked out of the car.
How did what's his name get his car on top of the other cars to hide from in the chase? I'm like, how do you get up there, bro?
Movie magic.
that was some other guys type shit that becomes superstars. Like, yeah, the whole beginning part with Samuel and the Rock, over the top nonsense. How Samuel survived the car explosion into the building? Plot armor.
There was the plot armor was still there until it wasn't.
Oh man, this like I said, this movie is just so awesome, man.
Yeah.
I can watch it again right now.
It's a for sure movie that you watch and you feel good. And this is what a comedy should do. Talking about great movies, last week I've seen the new Mission Impossible movie. It's so awesome.
Man, Mission Impossible. I think Tom Cruise gonna do that movie until he's in the wheelchair, man.
Yeah, hopefully, when the thing with Mission Impossible is that the first two movies are not actually really good, but I think with the fourth one they really found the chemistry.
The third one had Philip Seymour Hoffman, because I thought that was the best one when
the third one. It became good with the third one, but I think with the fourth one they really found the recipe of what they're doing, and the movies get better and better.
Unlike Fast, which I feel like Fast franchise just keeps getting like, man, more and more ridiculous to the point where I just can't watch it.
Yeah, that I probably will never watch a Fast and Furious movie again.
But yeah, Mission Impossible is just gonna keep on keeping on.
And fantastic, and to make like an almost 3-hour long action movie, and it's still awesome. Like, wow.
Yeah, 3 hours is a lot, but when you fill it up with a lot of action, it keeps you like glued to your seat.
Yeah, I'm also looking forward to Napoleon by Ridley Scott.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's rare. Like there's a few movies where this year I'm for sure gonna watch Napoleon in cinema, and then of course also Dune 2.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Dune, the second Dune. I of course I'm gonna have to rewatch the first, because it's so good. I know everybody, or at least most people, will say read the book.
Read the book. It's one of the. It might be the best science fiction novel ever written.
It's the most intimidating looking book every time I see it.
And it's just the beginning. Like,
I know. Oh man, he's gonna reach it.
Because then you of course I think that's the of course then you have the Dune Messiah, one of the sequels. And like the sequels are shorter books, but there's still a shitload of them. I absolutely love Dune. It's one of my most favorite worlds. I love the house intrigues. The Boom Studio comics that are basically making comic book adaptation of Frank Herbert's son's Dune prequels and sequels that he wrote later. They are also fantastic. Like Boom Studios is doing a fantastic job with the Dune comics, so I also recommend their whole run.
Yeah, I enjoyed the Dune comics.
Yeah, and we gotta do a big Dune show before the second one comes out.
Yeah, we definitely gotta do that, because I want to rewatch the 80s one.
Yeah, the David.
One.
Yeah,
David Lynch.
The David Lynch one that he didn't want to be mentioned even in the credits.
But I remember enjoying it for what it was as a kid.
It is. I love that one. The thing is that the first half of the movie is so good, and then they run out of money. So basically, the second half of the book, they're just like telling within like 20 minutes, like wrapping it up. Like, what is happening? What is happening?
And that's the difficulty of adapting such a vast novel like Dune. It's like, where do you start? Where do you go? How do you try and incorporate all these storylines in it?
Yeah, and every scene that was like on TV Prime is not even in the old movie. But from the new trailer I've seen, I think we're getting finally some TV Prime scenes, like the Harkonnen planet.
Speaking of which, do you want to show those treasuries?
Oh yeah, that's why I have them here next to me. Got this awesome AOK from Sean and Steve. From Sean, I got finally the missing Shutter book, because that one never, even though I'm subscribed to this title, this one never made it here. So thank you that I don't have an empty spot in my collection. Then of course this nice small books, one of the Conan treasuries.
Nice. Like I said, those treasuries are just gorgeous.
And the other treasury. Yeah.
Badass.
I think that must be Buscema.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to put them somewhere. And of course, from Steve, the book that was still missing, Masters of the Universe, issue number 18, which is very tough to find because it is not, but it's basically an app says it's the first appearance of She-Ra in comics, which is absolutely not. She has been in UK comics, she has been in the mini comics, like back then. There's like shitload of She-Ra appearances before that, but hey, when an app says that this is the one, then this is the one apparently. And when these came out, I was still reading only trade paperbacks, so I'm just now buying like all the He-Man comics in single issues, and this completes the DC run.
Nice.
So
shout out to Stone Cold Steve.
Stone Cold is the man, and of course Sean too.
And I'll just show this, just to be on the.
Oh yeah, you met the Stinger.
The Stinger. Yeah, the show wasn't all that. It was a toy show, so we didn't go there for the toys. But the meat Sting, and then I got Devon.
Oh, nice. And I think also one of the best things with the Sting photo is, to do it together with friends. You have Bronze Age Brian, and of course Jeff on it.
Hey, I'll tell a story though with Jeff. So I took my belt out, right? And I was like, here, Jeff, be a champion for a while. Man, Jeff held that belt. He was looking at it all the time. And it was like, I noticed it. I'm like, Jeff, that belt is you're starting to like that belt. He's like, man, I never held a belt like this. Like, he was letting the belt possess him like it was.
The one ring.
Yeah, the one ring.
Like, why shouldn't I keep it? Like, my birthday is coming up, so you should give it to me. Like,
I was like, he's gonna hit me over the belt and pin me. It was great, man. We have all those guys have pictures with the belt and stuff. Yeah. So it was a lot of fun.
The belt belongs to me now. It's mine.
It's mine. But yeah, that was a fun thing, We'll be hanging out again next Saturday because there's another con. Of course, this book.
And the Biggie Road, he got a fight club or fun club.
Yeah, the clubhouse show. I haven't been on there in weeks since.
It's like I always catch the replay. Dirty Mike and the boys.
I always catch the replay and I add it to my Collector Club playlist, man, because it's always a fun show. I just, sometimes
I wish I could be more often on it, but it's just a little bit too late most of the times. Like, it's always the motivation is there, but then like it's 2-3 a.m. and like.
I know, man. It's tough. Also, there's a Common Call Crew episode tomorrow. We're gonna discuss some of our favorite covers, which is fucking tough.
Yes,
I mean, I'm already like going through my boxes. I'm like, fuck, this is gonna be a tough ass thing because I'm like, I know I want to get a couple covers, but there's so many great covers.
It is like I hope you should also be on Gary's show one day. You know, the 10-1-1. It was so tough to narrow down covers, and if I would have done it one day later, it would have been a completely different list for most of it.
Yeah, I
because
can
as
imagine
soon as
just going through the collection and
as soon as the show was always like, totally forgot to put the Ken Kelly Red Sonja.
And I'm like, fuck, there's so many great Conan and Red Sonja covers. Like, I might have to do them in lots. You know, like
yeah. You think you always have to cheat a little bit, like you always have to bring in some another honorable match.
So I know tomorrow I'm gonna be going through the collection and I'm like, man, what covers I'm gonna show because this room is gonna be a mess. Like I hate when I get the room fixed up a bit and then I'm
and then you have to pick it out because everything is now sorted and it's like, and then you have to put like basically I always put like empty comic bags in it, so I know where I have to put somewhat in again. But otherwise, it's getting too.
But it's gonna be a fun episode, man. It's gonna be a fun episode.
Can't wait to watch it.
We had a great time last week, so I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, it was also a fun show with nostalgia.
Oh yeah, just going through all the videos and photos and stuff.
And my new favorite song is "Hell to the No No No."
I love that song, man. Hell to the no.
Hell no.
I love listening to that song. That song is really fucking good, though, man.
Yeah, and I think you can
the lyrics, man. Like,
and you can use this for so many things.
So, that's it. You know, we had a great show today. We'll be off next week, and we'll come back talking the Corruptor.
Yes. Can't wait to rewatch that one. I still have like the old DVD.
Me too. But looking forward to that. Any last words on the other guys?
Gators bitches better be using chimneys.
And as a peacock, I am finally flying. We are flying out of here on this episode of Talking Movies. I hope everybody have a great weekend, y'all. Be safe. Later.